What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new album from the band Ad Nauseam, entitled Imperceptible Impulse. This is released on Avantgarde Music. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Schio, Veneto, Italy, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very dissonant, technical, avant-garde style of death metal. Yeah. My first introduction to this band was their 2015 debut full-length entitled Nihil Quam Vacuitas Ordinatum Est. Yeah, that album is still a mouthful to say all these years later. But boy, was that album so damn good. It really was one of the best pieces of pure, genuine, classically influenced, technical death metal I've heard in a very long time. And I'm not alone in sharing that sentiment. A lot of people love that album. They definitely considered it to be one of the best releases of that time. Absolutely powerful and monolithic sounding death metal. Moving forward into 2021, we finally have a brand new full-length from Ad Nauseam in the form of Imperceptible Impulse. Yeah. It's 6 tracks, and it clocks in at around 57 minutes in length, so pretty much this is, by a couple of minutes, this is a longer album than the first time around. But like the first album, this is definitely something you're going to want to have to listen to in full, uninterrupted, and completely immerse yourself in a crazy thrill ride that this album is. Because if you were a fan of the first record, I definitely think you're going to enjoy this new record a hell of a lot. Maybe even equally, maybe even more. But Ad Nauseam are a band that blend and merge the realms of death metal, technical death metal, classical avant-garde sounds so well and so perfectly. And you hear it upon the opening moments of Subspecies Aeternitas. Just an absolutely phenomenal opening track to get the mood right and settled in perfectly. And then later on to songs like Coincidentia Oppositorum, Horror Vacui, Human Interface to Know God. Really, really smart and intelligent songwriting going on here. Like the first album, the main story of this band is how technical and how crazy these guitar riffs sounds. There's a lot of influences from all over the board, from not just regular death metal, but from classical to jazz to just the overall ebb and flow of sounds. It's just really, really awesome to listen to. So detailed, so finely executed. It's really a blast to listen to, especially when it gets to some of the longer moments on this album. You really do appreciate the guitar riffs that are presented throughout this album. It is very mesmerizing and entertaining. The bass work on here is very solid too. It definitely holds its own throughout this entire album, but I honestly feel this is more of a guitar-driven and oriented sort of album. They get a little bit more time to shine here, but in this album's case, I completely understand what they're going for here with this sound. The drumming on this album is just so awesome. Very original, very varied, a lot of different sorts of sounds and ideas going on here, ranging from fast, crazy blast beats to just some really technical, almost progressive sort of time and movements. It's just really awesome. I love the snare tone. I love the fills. I just love how well produced this drum performance is. It's very, very awesome sounding. And when it comes to the vocals, of course, if you know the vocals from the last album, I believe you get the same sort of style here. Very throaty, very primal in nature, but still very well executed and very well delivered. I love the vocal delivery. I just love how commanding this vocalist is in demanding your attention to every single song that appears on here, especially when things drift off into completely new and different territories. This vocalist is just guiding you along the way with some really, really killer songs and vocal delivery. So overall, Ad Nauseam are one of the best contemporary death metal bands to be existing right now. Their first album was a classic, and I believe this second one will be in that same sort of vein. If you're into contemporary technical death metal, Ad Nauseam is the band for you to be checking out. This is definitely a wonderful album to listen to. Definitely one of the best for 2021. And if you are into thinking man sort of death metal, or thinking person sort of death metal, Imperceptible Impulse is the album for you to be checking out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description boxes to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Ad Nauseam Bandcamp page where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally, and I believe it is available physically as a CD and a double 12-inch vinyl. Hopefully this will be available to purchase in the United States, or if you live in Europe, just get it through Avantgarde Music and go from there. Again, the album is Imperceptible Impulse. This is released on Avantgarde Music by Ad Nauseam. Definitely check this one out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a pretty solid 9 out of 10. Very entertaining, smart, and intelligent death metal going on here. So, if you happen to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it, how you feel about it, and how you think it compares to the previous Ad Nauseam full length, or any of you guys into Ad Nauseam. Definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army out.